Hello, my name is Alex Stewart, and our project is titled The Bombarde Reed, Understanding the Design and its Construction. The Bombarde, pictured just there on the left, is a small, double-reeded instrument native to Brittany, France, made to accompany the bagpipe in traditional Breton music. The most important part of this instrument is the reed, pictured on the right, and it is responsible for the production of the sound. However, the supply of reeds to folk musicians outside of Brittany is extremely limited. With the recent retirement of the master reed maker, the remaining few are unable to keep up with the worldwide demand. It is now all but impossible for musicians here in the US to get reeds that are of good quality. Bombarde reeds must be made by hand in order to achieve good tone and function well within the instrument. There are very few people alive who know how to make them, and fewer still who are willing to take on new customers. So for our research, we had four essential questions. What resources are available on Bombarde reed making? Are there materials available? Can a diagram be constructed so that others could follow in our footsteps and make their own reeds? And can these reeds be replicated? Should we figure out how to make them? In the beginning of our research, we acquired a collection of Bombarde reeds in various stages of life. Some were brand new and had never been played before. Some had been broken in and were playing okay, and some were extremely old or perhaps damaged or moldy or any number of things. On the left there you'll see a chart that depicts partial interior measurements of reeds A through D, and these are the series of the reeds. We labeled all of them, and we measured this in 2 millimeter increments using a micrometer there on the right. The micrometer measures to within 100th of a millimeter. So you can see that data there and the process a bit depicted there on the right. As oboists, my mentor and I know a good bit about reed making. The Bombarde is a double reed, oboe reeds are double reeds, and so we had a bit of a head start in knowing what needed to be done. So the first thing that we did was to tie our reed cane onto the cork, as you can see on the bottom there. And then we would compare the measurements of that particular blank reed to the measurements of our reeds that were the most functional. And we then used tools such as the knife as the upper right-hand corner and fine grit sandpaper in the upper left-hand corner to remove material in order to get our measurements more synonymous with the information we had gathered. And after much trial and error, we discovered that it can be done. We discovered that there are very limited quantities, but materials can be purchased from France. This is difficult because the websites are in French and the materials are quite inconsistent. We also found measurement trends within our collections of reeds that allowed us to come up with a set of averages that start as a good starting point for reed making. However, we also ran into a couple of roadblocks, such as the cane tends to crack as you're tying it onto the cork. And we discovered that the medium strength cane that we had acquired from France was the most successful in producing reliable reeds. My bagpipe teacher, E.J. Jones, has provided us with a video of him playing the Bombarde. In conclusion, performing on the Bombarde in the US has become so difficult it is in danger of becoming a lost art. I hope to create reliable reeds to help supply musicians in the US initially and then worldwide. A Bombarde reed making guide is being developed and made available to interested groups, thus aiding the preservation of Celtic traditional music in the United States, enriching our culture and giving a renewed voice to this rich tradition. Research has been really promising on our end, and next steps are to develop a diagram with dimensions so that others can make these reeds as well. We are working to resolve inconsistencies in our design and the issue of cane cracking, as well as more accurate tuning and ease of playability. We also plan to publish articles in journals to inform interested parties of our research. Thank you.